Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. I'm kind of excited and kind of nervous for this one because I've never done a gift guide before, but I've decided to do one. I was racking my brain whether I should do multiple ones because I know a lot of people do like he, she, friend, family, baby, all the videos, and I love watching them because I never have a clue what to get anybody at Christmas, and I just find it so overwhelming, and especially this year with like all the shipping problems and delays and things, and I haven't bought a thing yet, so I'm trying not to freak out about it. It's like the 24th of November today and I'm just like, oh my god. But I do have a lot of ideas for the boys, which is why I've decided just to do one gift guide this year about 0 to 2-year-olds, baby to toddlers, and hopefully give any of you some inspiration of things to get if you're struggling, because I have found the things that we've bought have been absolutely incredible for the boys, and we haven't bought that much, to be honest. We've been quite minimalistic with toys. So yeah, that being said, let's crack on. I have decided to do 0 to 2 because the boys are about 15 months and I have lots of ideas of things I want to get them going forward, but also a lot I can say about the toys that they've had up until this point. So don't shout at me if you get something that I haven't bought the boys yet and your baby doesn't like it, because I can't speak for those toys. They're just things that I've heard about that are good or been recommended by other people. I really hope this is going to be beneficial to some of you, because I've sat down and really like thought about what I wanted to mention and things that I want to talk about and things that I want to recommend, but I'm also just like a bit of a jumble in my head. So I was going to do it by age, but it's kind of difficult because I feel like ever since the boys turned 6 months, all the toys that they've had, they still sort of revert back to bits and pieces and play with them. So I can't really put an age stamp on a lot of the toys because even though they're recommended for a certain age, they still play with them now. As for the toys that I am going to mention, a lot of them come from the Love Every subscription box. Some of you that have watched my videos previously will know that we signed up for that when the boys were about 5 or 6 months, and we've absolutely loved it. Highly recommend it. I know there's a lot of other subscription boxes which are just as good, I've heard, and yeah, I wouldn't have had a clue what toys to get them. So definitely do your research and do one of those if you don't know where to begin, because it's so easy. Toys turn up every 2 to 3 months. You don't have to think about it, and the boys just love them. They've absolutely loved them. So I will try and link everything that I mentioned, but if they're from the Love Every subscription box, I'll try and find alternatives, mainly on Amazon. But do shop around and do try and shop small, because I love supporting small shops, and especially this time of the year, it's really important to do that. So if you can, shop small, and also thrift, because I know a lot of thrift stores have great toys. I'm just not very good at thrifting. I don't even know where to go, to be honest. So anybody that can help me with that, let me know in the comments. But yeah, also bear in mind, you don't need to buy hundreds of toys. We really haven't. We've done with like the bare minimal really, and one huge thing that we do is rotation. I don't have all the toys out behind me for the boys to play with. We have loads in the cupboard and we just switch and chop and change them. I'd like to say weekly, but it really doesn't happen weekly. I feel like I've maybe done it twice in their whole life, because most of the time they're just playing with the newest subscription box that we get, and then I buy the odd thing here and there. But rotation is key, and yeah, on that note, we have stuck to a lot of open-ended independent play toys, wooden toys, Montessori friendly toys. That just seems to have worked best for us, and I feel like the boys are so engaged in the toys that we've had that I can't imagine doing anything else now. I love it, and I'm a big supporter of that. So yeah, I hope you like this. I hope it helps you. I hope it's beneficial, and do check the description box because I will have linked everything that I mentioned. And yeah, let's get started. So to begin with, I'm going to mention the Playmat. I don't have this to show you physically because it's all stored away in the shed now, I think, but we did have the Love Every Playmat. That's where we started with them, and they loved it. It was a great mat, so many colors, so many textures. There was like sections where you could insert black and white cards or mirrors or anything you want really. There was bits that stood up. There was like materials that they could pull and touch, just different things all around the mat, and obviously hanging down from the wooden bars on the top as well. Brilliant mat. It's kind of pricey, but definitely worth it. I'm sure there's hundreds of others out there that are just as good though, so I will see if I can find some on Amazon that I think look good, but also do check out the Love Every one because that's something that you can buy separately from their website. Going on from that, some of the toys that the boys used very young. Now, I'll be honest, they didn't ever seem to want to play with toys when they were really little, and I think it was more because I didn't know where to begin giving them things. We had a lot of Rattles and teethers, which they've loved. They still mess around with them now because they just love the sort of sounds. But this one in particular, they did like this plastic, which I'm not totally keen on, but they did like the rubber and they did like the noise that this made. We bought these from Nordstrom. There was like a stacking ring of rubber rings and they absolutely loved those. And just obviously the classic teethers. This was from Target, I believe. They still like that. Anything that makes a noise now, they just love. So yeah, they were great for when they were little babies. This was actually off the Playmat, the Love Every Playmat, and we ended up taking it off because they were just obsessed with this up until like a month ago. I think it's something about the crinkly paper. They just love that noise. So yeah, if I was to go back and have a young baby again, I would definitely invest more time searching for different materials that made sounds or that they could feel. I mean, loads of these things you can just find around the house, to be honest, and just let them like sit and play with it and have it in front of them. Different materials, different textures, anything you can find, because I think that they would have loved that. Okay, so other than the sort of rattles and teethers, we didn't really explore too many toys up until they were sitting up and crawling, and then we started with more exciting things for them to play with. So what I will definitely recommend is one big thing that we don't have here to show you, but a walker. We did have the Jolly, what's it called? The Jolly, no, Joovy Walker and the Jeep Walker for the boys. They loved the both of them and they just used to run around on those before they could walk for like 3 months maybe. So I know it's not really a toy, but they absolutely love that. Would definitely recommend it. The next thing are the famous cups from Love Every. The boys played with these for months on end. They'll still play with them now. They stack both ways. So obviously like this as well, and they've also got holes in the bottom, so you could use them in water and that would be really fun to play with. I know a lot of other places do stacking cups made of different materials. I think there's one that is made of rubber that are very popular as well. But yeah, these, I used to take these everywhere, to parks, to places, to friends' houses, because I knew that they would get hours of entertainment with these. Another thing that they absolutely loved at this age before they were walking was just balls of any shape and size and any material. Ones that they can clink together especially, they still love. Ones that make noise, they love. These are all things that you can thrift or find online for very cheap. I'll try and link different alternatives because again, all these things were from Love Every. One thing at this age that I wish I had bought that I think they would have absolutely loved, because I've seen friends that have had it and they've just cracked up at it. I don't know what they're called, but they're like little furry soft toys that move. You just wind up like a little thing, or no, I think you squeeze them and then they make a noise and they move along the floor. The boys absolutely love it and they giggle at those, and they loved my friend's ones. So definitely try and get those. I'll try and link them below. I don't know the name, so sorry, but just have a look and I'll try and put everything in order in the links below. So that's one thing I would have got. The next is going to be fabrics. Guys, the boys got this in Love Every. It's sort of see-through and sheer. I can't think what the material's called, but they've loved this. And I wish that I'd gone out and just bought loads of different materials, loads of like silks, loads of sheer, funny, different feeling things, because they've just found this so fun to play with, to hide from, and just to put on their head and to tickle them with. So this would have been great from when they were very young. And we've also tried with like different sorts of papers, different sorts of like bubble wrap, and obviously plastic, so you've got to be careful because, you know, anything that they want to rip and put in their mouth is very dangerous. All of these toys, actually, I will advise, depending on what age your baby is, and if you give it to them a bit earlier than when it's recommended, just always watch them, because they just put everything in their mouth. The boys are still doing it and it drives me absolutely wild. Now they're outside all the time and I'm constantly finding them with stones in their mouth. So yes, just be prepared to always be with them and always watch them, because I would hate to recommend something and it not be age appropriate. Okay, moving on. So let's go on to once they're walking, because I feel like it went into a whole new dimension of things then. Puzzles. Puzzles are absolutely great. Again, this is from Love Every, but they do them in loads of different patterns and things. I've seen the name ones, which are a really nice gift, I feel, and you can get them customized. I will recommend one with pegs because I feel like that would be really hard for them to do, even now if they didn't have the pegs, but really good gift. And I love that you can personalize those and get them with names or with animals or anything like that. Someone actually as well told me like what a good idea this is, but to put pictures of your family underneath for them to see. That was such a sweet idea, and I want to do it, I just haven't got around to it. Then they started to love everything with wheels. So I will highly recommend anything that they can push and pull once they're walking. Anything with wheels, little cars, little boats. We've got a little dog here and a little car. They absolutely love these. They've started making the like vroom vroom noises, even with this one, it's a dog. And we also had these off, I think Alad's mum got these for us, and they absolutely love these. They've got a pull string on them so they can pull them along with them. They don't tend to, they just love to push them, but I think these will last for absolutely ages. They're gonna love these for a long time. Another gift that you can just never ever go wrong with is going to be books. I think every mum or dad of a baby is going to love books. I will highly recommend board books, hard books. They're less likely to rip and ruin them as quickly anyway. We got given this from our doctors actually in Seattle before we moved. They absolutely love these at the moment. They've really hit a stage of just loving books. Just simple pictures with the word next to them. I feel like it's so good to learn from. They send you a lot of these in the subscription box. This one in particular has little babies' faces and their sort of emotions next to them, and it's called How I Feel, and they absolutely crack up at this. They just love seeing other faces and other expressions. And then last but not least, this is one example. All the rest are in the boys' bedroom and they're sleeping, but any books that have things that they can feel, things that they can play with, holes, just ways for them to interact with. They've got a book in their room, I think it's something to do with a spider, that has like rubber and like different sorts of patterns for them to feel, and they love that. So definitely recommend all the books. I think there's another brand called Peekaboo books as well, which are very popular, that have the little holes and little like felt behind it and things like that they can play with and feel on. So definitely check out that. I'll try and link some as well in the description. Then going on to, oh, when we mentioned the walker, I didn't mention this, but I meant to. This we got, actually we found it on Amazon. It was pretty affordable compared to a lot of the others. I liked it because it was wooden and because it came with all these blocks, which are another thing that I'm going to talk about in a second. But they absolutely love this. They still try and like push it and walk with it, even though it's a little bit small for them. I would say be careful because the screws do come loose a lot, which has been a bit of a hazard for us, but they love it. They're fighting over this all the time, and a part of me wishes I'd bought two. So I'll link this one below, the exact one. I think we paid $40 for it, and yeah, it came with all these blocks in the bottom, which, get a set of wooden blocks, guys. They absolutely play with these for hours on end. Jack especially loves stacking them and then watching them fall, and it's just, yeah, he spends hours stacking them, so definitely get those. Okay, going on to the next thing. This thing, I'm not sure what it's called, but they love it. It does freak me out a bit because they love this part of it and they run around with it, and I'm just so nervous that they're going to fall and that is going to go somewhere that it shouldn't, and they like to put this end in their mouth and run around with it. But I feel like this is a very good educational toy. As they grow older as well, they can learn what colors are what and like which is the biggest, which is the smallest. Very interactive toy. I actually do have the Christmas tree stacker from Target for them for Christmas because I know they're just going to love that, and finally they'll have another one of these stick things to run around with each. And we were also gifted from our friends for their birthday this larger one. This I know is sold in Target, and I will say they've absolutely loved this. It's plastic, it's massive, and they just love it. They love to run around with these rings, for me to like roll the rings across the ground, and yeah, they just play with this every day without fail. Okay, going on to some bigger toys. I don't have those in the room with me to talk about, but I'm sure you will have seen some of them in my videos. And if you haven't watched my videos before and you're new here, click back to my previous one because you'll see the boys playing outside with two of the main toys that I'm going to be talking about. But they are a SANDPIT and a water table. If you live in a climate that's warm, and to be honest, even if you don't, just these are so great. You know, your children want to get outside, they want to get dirty, they want the fresh air. They're gonna love playing outside with these two things, and they, yeah, without fail, the boys are spending at least one section of the day of their wake window outside playing with both of these things. The water table gets them soaked and they do drink half of it, but they absolutely love it. And again, well, to be honest, they eat the sand as well. But both of those toys, they were gifted to the boys for their birthday back in September, and I think they're going to be really valuable for years to come. I know even when they're much bigger toddlers, they're going to be playing with those and loving those. Next up, another big purchase that we got, and this was, I don't even think this was for their birthday. I think I just bought it randomly a couple of months before when they were wanting to get and to climb into everything. But this is a PICKLER triangle. You can get many attachments that go along with this, like a slide, an arch, so many things. I need to have a look again, but it is on the pricey side. I did luckily find this on Amazon with a very good discount. I think I spent $70 on it, but I know if you buy a set from a good brand, they can be up to like $300 or $400. But yeah, I just started with this. It is kind of scary. The boys do climb to the top of it and they don't know how to get down and they cry a lot, but I feel like it's a very good learning gift for them, and it's making them aware of like heights and how to climb, and I think they're going to love this as well for a long time to come. And I do plan on getting the attachments for them when they get a little bit bigger, but we've hidden this for quite a while. I'm probably going to get it out again soon and show them because they do really like climbing. But yeah, highly recommend that one. And that is a toy that is going to last as well for a long time. Okay, so going on to some toys that I plan on getting the boys. I don't know the correct names for any of these things, but I do want to get them some of these suction toys for the bath. I think they even suction to like the windows, maybe even the walls, I don't know, but they just look so fun, and they don't have anything like that stick to things like eye level rather than just always on the floor. So I'll definitely link those in the description box below. We're going to get those for them, and they're very affordable. I also wish that I could have got them the sensory table from IKEA. A lot of you will have heard of this if you have young kids, I'm sure, because it's just, I feel like everyone has it, but it's been in stock for ages, and I went to get it and it's out of stock again, so we'll have to wait for that. But I've never really done sensory play with the boys, and I really want to now, and I feel like it's going to be the perfect addition for this room for them. So that is one of our gifts on the list for the future. What else? To be honest, the boys are just loving anything with wheels. We've got a ride-on car in the other room there that they got for their birthday. It's a little bit big still for them. Their feet don't touch the ground, but they love that, and they're trying to fight over getting on that. So soon I think they'll be just bombing around, and I'll probably want to get another one. But what else do I want to get the boys? I've made a list. Hang on, let me just bring it up on my computer. Something called magnetiles. This is like a building thing again, because the boys love building and stacking objects, but this is like tiles that stick together by magnets, so they can make many different shapes with it. I don't know too much about it, I've just seen it and it looked so cool, so I definitely want to get that for them. Then there's a couple of TV shows that they love, Mickey Mouse, and the other one is Bluey. And I've seen that you can get a Bluey talking doll which you press and it like sings a theme tune and stuff, and I just think they're gonna absolutely love that, because every time they hear the theme tune they both dance. It's the cutest things. We're definitely gonna buy the boys more books. They've really got into the books lately, and I'm just loving that, and I can't wait till I can actually read to them and they'll understand what's going on, because at the moment they just want to snatch the book and run off with it. But yeah, definitely some more books, and then maybe a few useful things like some shoes and bits and pieces that they need. And I'm sure there was something else and I cannot remember what it was. But yeah, I think I've covered everything that I felt was really beneficial for them, and I hope some of this has been beneficial for you guys. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything you're getting your little ones that I haven't mentioned that has been like a great toy, and I hope some of you find this useful and maybe purchase some of the things that I've recommended for your little ones this Christmas. And I hope it wasn't too late as well, because I know we're like nearly in December and people are very organized these days and do their Christmas shopping like way back, but I still have yet to buy a thing. I think I bought like 3 things for the boys, and even those aren't like really intended for Christmas. They were just like little bits and pieces that I thought were cute. But yeah, one last thing that I will mention, if you've got young children or toddlers, and yeah, Christmas is coming and it's just going to be hectic. We're hoping my family is going to be visiting, and I know the boys are just going to be spoiled rotten. So what I do plan on doing is letting them open everything on the day. Everything will be everywhere for probably a day or 2 or 3 maybe. But then I do plan on just putting everything away again and just taking things out as the year goes by, as the weeks go on, and it will be just like a new toy for them. So it's a great way to gradually introduce stuff rather than just having every toy out, and it's also more work for you because you have to clean everything up. So yeah, that's my little bit of wisdom for today, and I hope to see you all in the next one. I do hope to film tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving. Not that we're doing a lot, but I did one last year and I thought it would be fun to do another one. But yeah, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. And how is it nearly Christmas? I don't know. When this uploads, it's probably going to be December 1st. That's mad. But yeah, I hope you have a great week and weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.